to yet another episode of Heart and Soul. It's a show where we dive into love, life, and laughter. And today, of course, we have an amazing couple, and it's chilly. All the single people, please cover yourselves with the blood of Jesus and drink some coffee. Hatutaki maneno mingi. Okay? And yes, don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, KBC Channel 1, and also on my social media platforms, Pika Narich. You might have seen them online, you might have heard their story, and tumesema lazima waje, watupatie story yao. No, we are not going to hear from other places. No. Here at KBC Channel 1, we had to look for them. Wakuja watupatie story yao because we need to hear it in details. Ladies and gentlemen, help us welcome the Wambugu.
So good to be here.
You're so chilled, you're so calm. Hi. Thank you so much for having us.
Yeah.
We really do appreciate you have a beautiful home.
Thank you.
So welcome to Heart and Soul. Of course, here we just listen to your love story because yours is very beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Extremely beautiful.
Yeah.
And for the people who don't know you, maybe you can introduce yourself before we dive deeper into it.
Yeah, my name is Reverend Lee, and I am married to Apostle Dennis Wambugu, and we have been married 5 years.
Oh my God, 5 years.
Old in marriage.
Yeah.
And we are pastors, and we are parents, and we are siblings, and we are many things.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, my name is Apostle Dennis Wambugu, and I'm married to this beautiful girl, Reverend Lee Wanja. We've been married for 5 years, and it's been bliss. I'm so glad to be married to her, and we are pastors, and we enjoy what we do. Yeah.
I want to dive into your love story. Okay. I think I want us to dwell on the finding love.
Okay.
Again. So how did you two meet?
We met in 2020. We had been both gone through a heartbreak. We had both gone through divorce, which is so heartbreaking, so challenging. It took us years to heal. So I felt God leading me to take time to pray and do a program called Divorce Care to Heal. The Lord told me I wanted to prepare for marriage, and He told me that He was about to do something new in my life. And then on my birthday in 2020, I got a friend request. And that friend request, I don't know why, I unfriended somebody.
She actually unfriended someone to have me become her friend on Facebook.
Oh, really?
Yes.
So how did you send me a friend request?
So how I sent the friend request was, I love preachers a lot. So one of the people that used to go to the church made a post on WhatsApp, which I saw, of this lady preacher wishing her a happy birthday. So I was like, wow, this is a nice, beautiful lady preacher. Let me follow her. So I went and checked her on Facebook, and then I friend requested. I liked what she was doing. But she started the church when she was still single. So when I looked at it, I was like, okay, let me add. And then that's how she unfriended someone and added me as a friend, and then we started seeing each other's status.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when did you come to meet in person?
All right. So I would see his posts, and one of them was him narrating his experiences in crusades as a child, and I was in the same crusades. So people would comment.
Actually, the crusades were happening in his father's church.
Yes, in my dad's church. So one of those posts I commented and said, oh, I was in that crusade. And so it felt like we had like similar circles, interests. And then one day my pastor asked me my former pastor asked me to share my story, my divorce story. This was the first time I publicly spoke about it. I wanted to say no, but I just felt out of honor. I said yes. And incidentally, it was on Facebook, and he watched the show.
We are friends with the former pastor
Yes.
on Facebook, so I saw it. And so what happens with divorced people, you have this thing of budding and loving the idea that someone else is telling the story. So I saw the story, and I like to hear this story. And it's a pastor. This is a good story. So I listened to her story. So when the story was done, I was like, I need to DM her. Because at that particular time, that's when I was finalizing my my filing. I just filed. I was finalizing, and I had little drama with
like how to go about the process,
and definitely co-parenting. That should be a whole conversation. And so so I inboxed her and we started chatting, but we chatted on Facebook.
And he said, just thank you, woman of God, for sharing your story. And I was like, you're welcome, sir.
So we are man of God. Woman of God, I honor grace. So we met on Facebook basically.
Yes. And then one day, a friend of his that was doing a show called him and asked, do you know any lady pastor that I can host on my show? Of all the lady pastors, Rich, that he knows, he thought of me, who he had not met with. So he told me on Facebook, and he said, can I get your number so I can share it with my friend? And so I gave him my number. He gave me his number. We saved each other's numbers. His friend never called me, but now we've progressed to WhatsApp status.
So we can see each other WhatsApp status. So we'll be, those very cordial, nice WhatsApp messages. Wow, so good. You're doing well. Where is this? How is this? Like that's how we. So our Facebook status was wow. Wow.
Ambulances. Wow.
So that's what was our first conversation there.
Then his friend called after a few weeks and said, you remember that lady pastor? Can you ask her if I can host her today?
It was a TV show, a prayer TV show.
Yes. And so he calls me. And I was in prayer, so I just picked up. I told him, I'll call him. We talked a bit. I said I'd call him back. And I wasn't able to do the show that night, but I called him back at about 8 p.m.
And from that 8 p.m., we talked until 4 in the morning. And that became our next 1 month.
What did you talk about the first time?
Everything.
The first time, oh my God, everything. But the first time we talked about was, I don't know why we talked about it. The first thing we talked about was my salary and how much I was earning.
For real?
Yes.
How did it even start? Did you ask the question?
No.
I
don't know.
So, but it's because it's an 8-hour conversation. I think he started by asking me, so how's ministry, and all of that. And he's like, I think my ministry is okay. I think he was saying something like, I just feel like, I'm believing God for an increment. And then I don't know, he just tells me. So we're like, okay, fine, let's just pray. And we prayed and prayed and prayed.
Let me ask, after the conversation, you didn't feel like, oops, I think I talked too much? You didn't feel that?
I think I was scared, so I was waiting to see if she'd call me the following day.
And
because I'm like, you're like, okay, so have I told her too much? This is unlike me.
Yeah.
So
and there was nothing also. It's not like he was hitting on me or anything. Like it felt like I found a ministry, somebody that gets me in ministry. So we are just talking. So we went on talking like that for 1 month, every day.
You didn't find it weird? Especially the first day.
No, it was the most natural conversation ever.
Yeah, even now our conversations are natural. We can stay up and talk.
And just talk a lot. So we talked for, I think, a month or thereabout. So of course, by this time now we are super close, because if you talk 8 hours a day, you're going into your childhood trauma, into your generational patterns, everything. And then one day he asked me out to coffee.
And that was like after 3 weeks of talking the whole day and the whole night, like just chatting.
I think the high level of discipline he has was very intriguing to me. Very in conversation, he has very strong boundaries until today. Like when it comes to gossip, or it comes to like there's things he's just like let's just leave that. So I felt safe, and so when we met for coffee, the coffee lasted the whole day. But on that day, we felt like, no, there's something here. On that day, it just felt like there's something here.
And I came to the coffee date with my amazing t-shirt, my Tom and Jerry t-shirt.
3D.
No. Those ones are, so we're talking. I wish I had it, because we're in the house. I might just show it to you.
We want to see it.
I actually don't know why I wore it, but I love it. So she was dressed up for the date.
With makeup and everything.
Looking all nice. Me, I just came with my Tom and Jerry t-shirt.
And the jeans.
And jeans.
I looked like I was trying too hard.
Like she was. I felt like I had conquered. So. That's
I
confidence.
don't know how
That's a mark of
confident.
No, I think you're
confidence.
just trying to say, I'm Tom, you're Jerry.
That's a good
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yeah, I came to chase after you.
Yeah, I'm chasing
So after that, we started going out on more dates. So here was the remember you told me about his salary.
Yes.
We had a major discrepancy there. We had like what his house rent and mine were 10 times different.
Okay, let me be very frank. She was earning, I think she was paying 80,000 for rent. I was paying, I think, 9,000 for rent. I was living somewhere on Wayaki Way, towards Rimuru, somewhere in a town Napo. Kino is very close. I was past Kikuyu. I was not Kiamba, past after you get Kiamba. Yeah, so I was living somewhere. It was a village town. Like our neighbors had cows and everything. You get, so that's where I used to live.
Kwani Kimende? Niachana na hiyo conversation.
So sometimes he would call me, it's like, so I want to take you out, but because of the way things are, I'm gonna take you for a picnic. So I wasn't used to that, Rich. Like I was so shocked because I'd have to carry blankets and I'm the one who had the car, and so I'd have to pick him up along the way, and he's bought food at Quick Mart, and then we will go to a picnic. And we will sit and talk beautiful conversation. He's so funny, so interesting. He'll be like, I'm gonna take care of you, I'll take care of you, and all of that. And then he would tell me, let's pray. So we've gone to the picnic. So I'm like, okay, you pray. And he says, no, we both pray. So he says, let's pray for 5 minutes. My God, we are going to pray and pray and pray and pray. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is very uncharted waters for me. And so that was very interesting. So, but the Lord gave us a go ahead. And from the first time we met until our wedding was about 6 months.
It was 6 months.
So when did you start dating? Like officially now, I want, let's
like 2
take
weeks.
this to another level.
No, not 2 weeks. After we started dating almost after a month.
Thereabout, yeah.
After a month.
So from a divorce, how did you know that you had actually moved on?
So for me, my pastor back then really helped me heal. Like God used her to help me heal. And I remember most of the time would really sit with her, and she spent time having conversation with me to heal. Our church had a program that was an inner healing program which she took me through that helped me heal. So I did a lot of inner healing programs that really helped me heal. And also there are books I read. I think anybody that is actually going through marriage, divorce and separation, I would recommend for them to read a book by Kenneth Hagin called Marriage, Divorce and Separation, and also listen to Miles Monroe. Miles Monroe has very good content on marriage, divorce and separation, like very sober voices. So I had a lot of sober voices around me, and I think that really helped me heal.
I think for me was I did go through a program called Divorce Care that helped me a great deal, especially in areas that I had been blind to. But also, I was no longer angry at my ex. In fact, I felt compassion. Secondly, I was aware of where I had gone wrong, and I had actively worked on myself in that regard. And thirdly, I had I was ready for marriage, but I was no longer desperate, which I feel like this was very critical.
That was so big.
The sense of I must get married, I no longer had it. I was comfortable serving God and waiting on Him. So I feel like even when I met Him, I was ready. If there were red flags, I was ready to walk away. If I felt like this was not serving God's purpose in my life, I was ready to walk away. And we had that conversation.
We actually had a conversation in which I asked her questions. I was sure if we don't align in these questions, we are done. The minute she answered and I knew these were main, or like we were on the same line, I was like, yeah, now we can get married.
Yeah.
Because if she was in denial that she didn't do something, I think that would have been a red flag for me. Like if she just blamed him as if he's the only one that contributed to the failure, I feel like that would have sounded very scary for me. But when I met, she explained clearly what was her contribution to the marriage failing. I thought it was very safe for me. And to me, I was able to explain and articulate clearly, because those years when I was alone, I was able to go back into me and figure out this is where I failed as a man. Yeah.
So now the conversation has started of now let's start doing life together. Who started that conversation?
Him.
It's him.
Yeah.
How was it for you, like when he started the conversation?
When the conversation came, and then the connection, the chemistry, it was so beautiful, and our values aligned. So it wasn't a surprise to me when the conversation came. And he asked me out, and he told me, I'd really like a chance to love you. And on that day, I can't believe it, but that even me, as I said it, I couldn't believe it. I said, I think I need time to pray. Like we had been talking so much, I thought when he did ask, I'd just say yes, but I needed some time. And so I prayed, and I felt that I had a release.
It was quite interesting hearing her say that she needed time. I'm like, what time? What the time we need?
He nearly told me, I'm giving you 30 seconds.
Yeah, like the time you need is you go outside there, think, and then come back with an answer.
How much time did you give?
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
Yeah,
And
he gave me
after
2
weeks,
weeks. Yes, I said yes.
When the proposal.
Okay, before now, so that we can now announce we're getting married, her side of the family, from the church, because now she needed to break to the church that she's getting married. She's found a guy.
So can you imagine for me as a lady pastor to announce to my church I'm getting married? That was the toughest thing I have ever had to do. And I knew that if my members are not aligned, it's not likely that it's going to happen. And so I really prayed, and for some reason God gave him a lot of favor
with her people.
Yes, a lot. And he also happened to meet my parents like maybe a week before he met the church, and my parents really liked him. They really connected with him. So everybody in my life was very agreeable with her getting married. Yes. However,
on my side it was Wahala. Actually, this made most of our dating life, it felt like she was depressed throughout.
Yeah. Maybe I wasn't depressed, but it felt like that. It felt like I was sad a lot. Yeah, because everybody in his life
from my side of life
was like no.
Against.
Yeah.
Why
from my I don't know. So their friends that never showed up for my wedding.
The church that he was leading.
That was a whole drama.
Yeah.
My mom, my biological mom, didn't show up for my wedding. Didn't want to see her. That was quite a lot. Neither did her sisters, and I think it's only one brother that showed up. So that whole family, for the side of my mom, nobody showed up.
Then your dad.
This is a bit confusing because you're both divorced, right? You're single.
Yeah.
Why would they not accept you?
So there were two major, there were so many entities that were against us, but when I distill, I feel like there were two main reasons. One, there was a group that felt like he should not remarry, like he should work things out, but it had been years since they had been together. But the second thing was that there was another group that didn't feel like I was good enough for him. I wasn't. They felt like he was out of my league, like I wasn't his standard, I wasn't his type, and all of that.
I remember that time is, there's a group that said, I'm marrying a rich woman. Like I'm marrying a rich woman. And I remember having a conversation, someone calling me and says, Dennis, umeamua kuolewa. Like you've decided to get married, you're being married. So I was being told, you understand, she was doing, yes, it's true, she was doing better than me then. But you see now, it looked like now she's...
They didn't believe there was love.
They didn't believe there was love. Number two, I don't know where they thought that she was older than me. And I'm older than her by like 4 years. 2 years. Okay, I'm older than her. There was an issue of she has a child, just a lot of drama.
But you also have.
I have. Actually, I have too. I don't know what happened. So there was a whole and then there's an issue of I'm leaving one church to go to another church, and that church has money more than the other church. It was just a dramatic.
It didn't make sense. But when we try to distill, those are the two things. Like we think that were the general view at the time. However, I'm going to say I feel like any couple that decides to get married, whether you went through a divorce or not, if you decide to have a wedding and honor God that way, there's always attacks.
I feel like weddings are the announcements of attacks.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So, but Arurashio happened.
Yes.
Yes.
How was it?
So we
God worked it out so that his dad accepted to come, like last minute, accepted to come.
My
for
dad-
the
Alikuwa
Russia.
anataka come?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then so he came last minute. My dad came last minute to the Rorashio.
Yeah. My family was super excited.
But here's the thing. The dad was like, even if you come, I don't know, it's like the dad is amazing, because the dad was like, even if you come, just you and your boys, I'm giving you my daughter over for marriage.
Yeah, I was like, if everything fails, he was very insistent. Let's mediate. Let's try to do the best we can do. But if everything fails, we're still going to help you get married.
So he just did that, and then my dad came, and from that time, my dad just started supporting us.
Before we go to the wedding, guys, we'll be right back after the break. Welcome back. If you're just joining us, you are watching Heart and Soul. It's me, Rach, of course, with the Wambugus here. Before we went for a break, walikuwa wametuguzia something small about the dramatic wedding. I want us to go into that.
Yeah.
What happened?
On my side,
Yes.
the ones who were for us were totally for us.
Okay.
And that was amazing. However, what we didn't know is that there were people planning to stop the wedding.
Wait,
We
a
didn't
whole
know
committee?
there were people.
Yeah, actually, one of my friends actually was being called and was being told, no, police are coming.
Yes.
Police are coming.
Why
Yeah,
are they
so
even
you
calling
don't go
police on you
to
guys?
that
Don't go
wedding.
to that wedding.
We're
So
getting a court order.
We're getting a court order.
to stop the wedding.
Wait a minute, guys. This is your love story.
Yeah.
Yes.
Between the two of you.
Yeah.
You have agreed you want to get married.
Yeah.
Why are we involving police in your...
We don't know.
I don't
Wedding?
know.
We
I don't
actually
know.
don't know.
And you
Why
know,
are we having a court order?
we've actually never talked about this.
No.
We've never told anyone about
Yeah.
Very few people know.
Know
that.
about it. It
And-
was so crazy. And especially, I used to tell him he's very expensive, because I was telling him, you're such a nice guy, but you're so expensive, because it was costing me emotionally a lot. Everywhere I turn, there's a battle. Everywhere I turn, there's a battle. And maybe this is important that I say. We've never said this publicly also, but like, people have to be very aware of spiritual warfare, because while we were in the intensity of planning, trying to figure out how do we include this person, how do we get them to accept us, one day we were having a conversation, and we were downstairs in the sitting room having a conversation. Then I went up to my bedroom, and when I opened the door, there were thousands and thousands thousands of bees.
Nyuki.
Yeah.
In her
Only
bedroom.
in my bedroom.
Before
So
the
she's
wedding?
calling me.
Yeah.
She's calling me and telling me, I just came to a bedroom full of bees.
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
Yes,
And-
it was so crazy. I closed the door. I went back downstairs. After about an hour, I went back up, and there was not one bee.
Let me ask. Was it a dream or a vision?
No.
It was live.
Yes.
At that particular time, someone is calling me and telling me, if that wedding happens over my dead body,
Right.
over my
Who is
dead
that
Right.
Let's just leave it. So,
Oh, you are that
Right.
at that particular time,
They were
it
like,
is-
that wedding is not happening.
It's not
People
going
were
to
told
happen.
not to come because it would actually not happen.
Yeah, it will not.
Okay, I still want to understand.
Yeah.
Why do they want this wedding to stop? Me, I want to understand that. Make me understand.
We are with you.
We are with you.
Even us,
Even
we
me,
want
I
to understand.
Even you. Okay, guys, you who brought bees, tell us, why did you want this wedding to stop? Comment there and tell us, I wanted this wedding to stop because of this. Because we want to understand.
But God also gave us people, like a lot of people that were praying for us, that believed in us, that loved us. There were people that I think we had not seen for years that would call and say, I'm going to take care of this entire budget, I'll take care of this entire budget. Like, God just sent us all kinds of help all around. And maybe when we got married, we understood why so much warfare, because God has given us ease. And I see how that would have been such an offense to the devil.
So, Apostle, at this point, we've already identified your side has a problem with our bride to be here. Your biological mom didn't come for your wedding and met her 3 years later. Why?
I think part of it was enough of interesting prophetic stream. So I feel like people started going to her with unabi and telling her about, you know, those things. Like we're not supposed to get married. Number 2, I feel like she was not happy because she felt like patterns are repeating themselves. So the pattern being she's
She had
divorced.
also gone through something similar.
My dad and my mom separated when I was very young.
Okay.
So she felt like the pattern is repeating itself. And she was like, asa mnataka kuleta, you know, to bring maroho ya divorce into the family. So that didn't sit very well with her. So for her, I feel like it's that whole, when you put those two together, she wouldn't want to hear anything with divorce. Yet we had been separated for almost 4 years.
So for her, it's like she was kind of trying to protect you from falling into another divorce.
Yes.
Instead
I
of
don't know
actually
if it's protecting him or also protecting her heart. I think she had also been through a lot. So her son going through this and then remarrying, that was, I feel like it was just challenging for her to process.
But eventually the wedding had to happen.
Yes.
And it happened.
Yes.
How was that day for you? You're walking down the aisle.
Yeah.
You're from so many drama.
Yeah.
Now you're going to meet this man
Yeah.
at the altar.
Best day of my life. It
So
was
wait,
so
wait.
beautiful.
I need to say something.
Yes, please.
Because I have an issue with the fact that my wife didn't cry on our wedding day, and then the following week, like 2 weeks later, we go for our wedding, and she's crying while she's seeing
The bride.
the bride. Now the thing is, on our wedding day, I
cried.
didn't cry. I wailed.
Literally.
I waited. I was on the floor.
What?
They waited for me. I was on the floor and I was waiting. So I'm on the, nobody can, because the pastor led worship. So at least nobody could hear me. Me, I'm on the floor. I'm like, Baba, thank you. Look at how far you have brought me. So I'm on the floor. You should see the photos. So my best man had to hold me, you know, hold me, give me the handkerchief, try have me composure. I gave all the witnesses, the 3 witnesses. I gave all of them from every area. It was too much. It was just too much.
But the bride, no.
The bride, nothing. So we go for a wedding like that.
Vile inafaa.
We go to another wedding. It's like, I'm like, are you serious? So I feel like I was cheated.
You were cheated.
Yeah, that one was cheated.
But for you, it was the best day of your life.
So good. It was so beautiful.
Yeah.
It had so much joy. Everything was perfect. Just the way we envisioned it. People came. Too many people came.
Yeah.
It was
And
an
then we tried
amazing
to
day.
keep it secret.
Yeah, we tried because it was during COVID, so there are
Oh.
restrictions, but people still came. We had so much love, so much support, and it was amazing. Yeah. But what intrigued us is that as soon as we got married, it's like everybody cooled down. And that was interesting. That was interesting to see the relationships begin to heal one by one. You know, somebody coming and saying, I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah.
They apologized.
A lot.
A lot. We mended
We
relationships.
mended relationships.
Like me and my dad mended our issues. And even my mom was like, whatever.
Yeah, and
Sorry.
even the ones who would not say sorry, they apologized in their own way.
In their own way.
And
So
it was there was a lot of repair.
6 months, you meet 6 months later, you get married. Now you've started living together. You're from divorce. You're from divorcing, right? Now mumeingia kwa nyumba. Which are these trials and challenges that you went through?
I think the first thing I must say is that this has been much easier than I expected.
Oh.
when you're with somebody that cares about you, that loves you, even probably that God intended for you, the difference is night and day. We have had a beautiful relationship, and that's amazing. That said, is you realize kuna healing on the scene, kuna healing ukisonga, there are time now when you're married is when you realize there are some triggers that you didn't know that would sort of remind you and take you back, and you're like, oh, okay, I haven't dealt with certain things.
I feel like one of the biggest thing for her is that the freedom with my phone was very big for her.
Yeah,
like,
that was a shock.
I'm very open with my phone. My phone doesn't have a password. She can go anywhere in my phone. And I think that healed her. So part of the things that brought healing to her, that was a major thing, was when we met, I had an iPhone, so I had messages for like 4-5 years before, so she could actually read messages with my ex and how she talked to me, and
the conversations between them and everything. He's actually the one who told me, I want you to go to this message, scroll, and he was telling me, I'm so scared, I'm afraid of what you will think, but I want you to see it so that you know firsthand for yourself. And so I was able to read some of the messages. I'm like, God, it's a lot. Anyway, so I feel like his openness. Did you say that I thought he was an oversharer? Yeah. Yes. His openness also helped us to deal. But one of the things that for me was also a bit of a trigger was the fact that I used to live in a lot of fear of conflict because I had been in a very volatile relationship. Very volatile, and I was so afraid of us having conflicts, that if we began having a tough conversation and he doesn't raise his voice, I don't raise my voice, there is no attitude, there is no aggression, but the minute I see we're about to talk about something challenging, I would just start feeling dizzy. I'm like, oh my God, nita faint, unani overwhelm, unani finish, and I would get so overwhelmed.
She'll be on like a full panic mode, and so most of those time the only way we had conversation is that I had to hold her, because it would be crazy. I had to hold her so that we could have conversation and calm her in the midst of it. I remember there's a time I had to hold her and tell her, okay, slow down, breathe in, breathe out, because it's like it's full-blown anxiety, and she's scared how this thing would go, because what she had been was a full volatile.
It will be a very aggressive conversation, then it will be like a week without talking. So I'm like, oh my God, what if that happens to? And he would keep telling me, I'm not your enemy, not your enemy, it's okay, it's not a fight, we're gonna get through it. That reassurance really helped me and gave me a lot of security.
Because what used to happen initially is that she would confront me and I begin to feel like I'm your enemy. Like even the way she would respond to me, I'm like, what's
with
wrong?
A lot of walls.
And she would put walls on me. I'm like, you need to bring your walls down. And then also, I'm not your enemy. You cannot. The enemy we have is the issue, not me. Stop treating me like I'm your enemy. And so that would be so much. And when she puts walls up, I'm like, we can't continue with this conversation. And then so I'd sit down and tell her the walls, and because how we developed our conversation, I'd be able to tell her, you know what, we are not advancing because your walls are up. You need to bring your walls down so that we can have a conversation. And she would bring the walls down, and then now my challenge is that I'm an avoider. So I would avoid I would do everything to avoid conflict. I feel like it's part of the things that affected my previous marriage, and so that would be crazy with us. And my wife wants to confront whatever we are facing at that particular time. That would stress me. It would stress me. But then I felt like the more I've mastered the art of conflict, the more our marriage has become better. And I think also there's something that also God helped us is to reduce the lifespan between our last conflict and us moving on from it.
Repairing
is the repair.
Yes.
So we've really, because they say you can measure the quality of a marriage by your ability on how fast you can repair from your last conflict. So I feel like that has really minimized, and we really were able, so that we actually created a rule that we shall not go for a day without sorting issue.
Yeah, there was one thing that I think would have had potential to really affect our marriage, and everybody asks us about this, and it's the fact that I was leading a church. He had been appointed to lead his church, and so it was easier for him to resign and come and join us. And it was, so who's the pastor of the church? So who does what? Does that mean that the founder of the church is no longer the pastor? Because you know, now you've gotten married, the man is the head of the home. Is he the head of the church as well? And he's also sacrificing a lot because he has dreams, he has visions, he has, you know, and he's already leading a church. So then when he comes in, where is his space? Where is his, how do we create room for him? What about the people? How do we get the people, the people to have a relationship with him that's authentic, you know, that's not plastic and everything. And we were so afraid of that. And what happened is that God gave everybody ease. God gave me ease. God gave him ease. God gave our people ease. And so our flow into the leadership of Fortress Assembly as it is has become so natural and organic that there was no contention anywhere. That was very, very special. So him accepting me also as a strong personality, I think that just tumesaidika, and that I think is the work of the Holy Spirit more than it's a work of preparation.
Amazing.
And I think one of the other things that maybe would have had a lot of potential was co-parenting.
Oh yeah, I was coming there. I wanted to come to that.
Co-parenting is very interesting, and then part of the things that we did is that after we got married, we struggled getting a child. We had a miscarriage at a particular point during our marriage. And so that has been a journey to the point that we've gotten. It was a supernatural baby. But, you know, mothers and their boys, so very connected. So co-parenting has been very interesting. And I feel like we had potential of conflict in co-parenting. And the potential of co-parenting, I feel like Bishop, now this father, helped us a lot, because Bishop sat her down and told her, you need to know that he needs to be able to discipline the boy. He needs to, if he's going to an international school, the other kids, now my two girls, should go to an international school. You know, all of them should leave
Like
this.
all the treatment should be standard.
Treatment should be standard.
Yeah.
Now, at this particular time, we are getting married, and she had never met the girls.
Yeah.
Because it was not possible. The
There were issues
mother,
with the couple.
the mother with the key of the girls refused for me to have access to them at that particular time, and then to come into Nairobi. So that was a whole drama. So she meets the girls after almost a year after our marriage. So now here is, and then by the time I had divorced, my firstborn, my lastborn, went when she was 3 months. So even me, I have no relationship with her. So she's coming. So these are whole. So they're coming with the elder sister, and the elder sister, who's now 11, is telling her, "This is your father." And there's a question of her learning to call. What do they call her?
Yes.
You understand?
Yeah.
For some reason, they just came and began calling her mom. But that was a whole interesting. But now here's a challenge. So they call her mom when they are with us, but when they go back home. When they go back to home and they talk on, they will either call her Mama Taji
or auntie or
or
I feel we
Pastor
needed
Lee.
a class. Hii ndio tulikuwa tunahitaji a class
This
for.
is it.
Because I don't think I knew the dynamics and how I am expected. The expectation on me is to be very, very loving, but my expectation, like the reciprocity, it looks very different from the babies we have here in the house, and it should be okay, you know. It should. So what helped me is that he grew up in a similar environment, so he was able to explain to me and tell me, you see, for the respect of my biological mom, I refer to my. When she's around, I refer to my stepmom differently. But when I'm with my stepmom, I refer to her as mom. And so that difference, like there was a lot of differences that I had to learn. So initially the conflict was the fact that even he had not had time
with them. And so when they came over, I would overcompensate. So the very thing that our son would do, that I would be, I would
be like, no, don't do that. Yeah.
I would let it slide with the girls.
Yeah.
They just come.
Yeah.
How does that look like?
Yeah.
You understand? It looks like it can come out as if I love them more than I love them. And she has to tell me, you're doing this.
Yeah.
That one was something.
Oh yeah.
But one of the many things I have to commend her is something that I really like is my wife loves my other kids so well. Like the school they go to, the international school, she got it. She's helped get a house. I remember they needed a TV. You understand? It's not my house. And she'll be like, okay, buy them. Like she'll be like, no, actually we should buy. And she goes on to organize how it is bought. You understand? We don't have a bed. Like when they come here, my firstborn daughter spends more time with her than I even spend. They love each other, And, my son now, the son, has, we are friends. We are good. Like we are really, really good. You didn't know if nobody told you. So I feel like that it has been a journey that has helped us, but she's done really well to become a mother to my girls. Like I can't complain at all. So that has made the transition big. And I know most people, the way you're like, no, stepmoms, no, my wife doesn't have that thing. So I think that has been good.
Now go to the beautiful memories that you guys have created together. Yeah.
I think the most critical for me is that remember I told you I had the car and I would go pick him up and everything. So we get married. 1 month into our marriage, you will not believe what he tells me. He tells me that he feels God saying we should sow our car as a seed. Which one is our car?
And it's yours.
He says he feels God says we sow our car as a seed. And I'm like, okay, no problem. Tell us what to do. And so we sold the car. And for a few months, we stayed without a car. And at that time, God was affirming his leadership in the church. And he told the church, that was the first seed he wanted to sow as a sacrifice, as part of building the church. When he met me, we were meeting in a hotel hall. And so he said, God wants us to move. And within 3 months, God gave us resources to be able to build our current sanctuary. And we did that. And when the day we moved into that sanctuary, somebody gave us a car. And I think one of the most amazing things for me, and I don't know, it keeps blowing my mind, and yet it's my life every day, is the fact that God turned around his finances so much that it doesn't make sense now that there was such a strong reservation then. And he would tell me, I'm gonna buy you a car, I'll buy you a car, I'll buy you a car. Since that time, we have sold many cars. And we have gotten many cars.
You mean?
Yes.
I think
we've sold like 8.
Eight cars.
Given like
what? Like 8
cars.
8 cars.
Yeah.
She's driven
good cars.
Better cars
He's
than that
good
small
cars.
That very small car I found her with. It was a small car.
It was a good car.
Yeah, good-ish. So God helped me to upgrade her.
He will.
Yeah.
That one I agree.
I feel like best memories was us traveling together. We've been to Dubai, to Qatar,
to different places.
Different like amazing holiday destinations. I think that's one of the biggest, like the best thing to see. Like we've paid for a holiday and I'm taking my wife for a holiday. I think that has been amazing. I couldn't believe. And it's been amazing. Like some of those holiday destinations have been out of this world. Some of them have been supernatural. Like one in Qatar was God just orchestrating for us to find ourselves in a 6-star hotel. And it was like, I can't believe we are here. And it's I think those are some of the most beautiful memories, from dating in Karura Hotel to sleep
Karura picnic,
Fortress picnic
The one that
hotel,
gave you shock.
you know, to 5 stars, to 6 stars, both within the country and outside the country. And you know, God has sent people to pay holiday for us, like that. God has helped us pay for ourselves, you know. I think that has been very special.
Yeah, so being pastors, you sing, right?
He sings.
He sings, yeah, I've seen him sing. And you?
She doesn't want to sing.
Yeah, it's okay. I sing in the shower to my audience, God.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Yeah, and the shocker is nyinyi ndio mnatumaliza hii show na wimbo.
I don't sing.
No, you do. You are going to sing. But right now we are going to another session that we call Games of Love here. So you think of a song. You think of a song because both of you will sing. And of course, ladies and gentlemen, soul letter ya leo, it's from Davis Ochieng to Mary Gikanga. This message is written to Mary from Dago. I want you to know that from the moment you came into my life, everything changed for the better. Your love gives me strength, your smile gives me peace, and I promise to stand by you, cherish you, and choose you every single day for the rest of your beautiful journey. Mary from Dago, umeandikiwa soul letter by Davis Ochieng. So you can send yours. We are going to read it in our next episode. And now we are going straight to Games of Love with the Wambugus. Rev, what is your husband's favorite way to relax after a long day?
Be in the house, watch a movie. Yeah.
And for her?
Definitely cuddle, sit on the same seat and cuddle.
Amazing. What is her dream vacation destination?
I don't know if it's your dream or it's my dream. So we've really overdone Dubai, but it's like we keep going back. So I'm thinking maybe it's the hotel. I think the hotel is the issue. Yeah, so she has a hotel that might change in Dubai. Yeah.
So is that your dream vacation destination, Dubai?
I'd like to do Maldives.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Apostle umeshtuka.
Told you.
Apostle umeshtuka.
It's okay. Umejaribu to done close.
And what's your favorite destination?
Dubai. So I think he's saying his.
That is his. But yours is Maldives.
Yeah.
This is for Apostle. What was your partner wearing on your first date?
It was a black dress, right?
Yeah.
It was a black dress. Yes.
And him?
Tom and Jerry t-shirt.
Oh yeah. How can we forget the Tom and Jerry t-shirt?
Yeah, with denim.
What's Apostle's love language?
His love language is touch and acts of service. Yeah.
And for her?
Words of affirmation and quality time.
Apostle, what makes your partner feel most appreciated?
Listened to.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, being listened to.
And for him?
For him, I think touch is very big for him in serving him. Yeah.
What's your wife's shoe size?
Size 34. Size 38.
One more try.
Size 40.
Okay.
Size 40. Sorry, it's size 40 is what I wanted to do was to say size 40. So the other ones I was acting like I don't know.
No, 34 though. That's my son's shoe size.
Wow. I see you didn't hear that.
What's his?
His is 41.
41.
Yeah.
No, this one. I had ignored this one. What's your partner's favorite food?
I feel like you've not pasta.
Oh yeah.
Pasta.
Yeah, I like Italian food.
Italian food, pasta.
Yeah.
What's his?
His is Brazilian, like steakhouse, like anything meat, all kinds of meat. Yes, of roasted meat and grilled meat.
Amazing. And to my final one, I ask every couple this one. If your love story was a movie, name it.
There's a movie I'm remembering for two couples. Jada Pink, I think it's is
Don't give us a title that exists.
Okay.
We want you to create your own.
Okay, while he's thinking about it, I think I would say Redemption Camp.
Redemption Camp.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Yeah.
Wow.
Something to do with Speed of Love or something.
Hey, Speed of Love.
Yes, Speed
That's
of
not
Love.
spiritual.
It sounds spiritual.
Nyuki?
Speed of Love.
Apostle Nyuki.
Like,
Are you
like,
up?
like, like,
Apostle
no.
Nyuki.
What
The
do you
beehive.
think? The beehive.
Wow. Do you have a book?
Yes, I have a book. I've written my first book. It's called Exiting the Wilderness. It's actually just a story, just a book. It's not a story. It's a book just how to help you to get out of the wilderness. Like, it's a small book. It's on, I've been into so many wilderness, divorce being one, and how do you exit the wilderness? So that's a book.
And where can we follow you on your social media?
You can follow me on Apostle Dennis on Instagram, Dennis Wambugu on Facebook, and Apostle Dennis on TikTok.
Wanja everywhere.
Wanja everywhere.
And then you can actually watch our sermons on YouTube at Fortress Assembly and Wanja on YouTube.
So where can we access your book?
Yeah, you can inbox on the socials and we will be able to get the book to you wherever you are.
So thank you so much, guys, for joining us. The Wambugus with a beautiful love story. You can follow them on their social media platforms, Apostle Dennis Wambugu, and we have Wanja everywhere. They post their story, guys. If you want to access their whole divorce story, iko pale TikTok, sindio? And you're going to find it there. Even on Facebook, it's also there as well. And also, guys, don't forget to follow us on our social media platforms, KBC Channel 1, Heart and Soul, and on my social media platforms, Pika Narrate. See you on our next episode. Nani anatuimbia?
Umebadili viwango mahali hapa. Umebadili viwango mahali hapa. Viwango vimebadilika. Viwango vimebadilika. Milango imefunguka. Milango imefunguka. Umebadili viwango mahali hapa. Umebadili viwango mahali hapa. That's it.
Amazing.